Hey everyone, I'm King Power 44 and today we are talking about WoW Legion's new Mythic Plus Dungeons and how the whole system works. I'm excited, so let's get started. So to enter dungeons, you're going to need a keystones, and keystones basically grant you access to the Mythic Plus Dungeons. To get one, all you have to do is kill an end boss in a regular Mythic dungeon, and then to activate the Mythic Plus Dungeon, you just have to put the keystone into the pedestal. So what do keystones do? Keystones make Mythic Dungeons a bit more challenging with every level. So a level 1 and 2 keystone increase the health and damage of enemies in the dungeon, while a level 3 to 5 have 1 affix and a level 6 and upwards have 2 affixes. Now if you're like me, you want to know what are affixes. It's real simple to understand. They're just modifiers on the dungeon runs. So for example, one affix could be that the whole group takes constant damage over time, or trash mobs could enrage at low health. You guys get the point. Now let's take a closer look at the keystone, and you can see that the keystone is made for a specific dungeon and it has a time to go with it. If you can complete the dungeon in time, you will get a new keystone that is a higher level, and you will also be rewarded with loot. The faster you complete the dungeon, the higher level keystone you will be rewarded with. If you fail to complete the dungeon, you will deplete the keystones, but you will still get loot at the end of the run. To reactivate the depleted keystone, you just need to try the dungeon again and beat the time, but you will not get loot for that dungeon run. Now let's talk loot. You will notice that loot does not drop from any of the dungeon bosses. You will be awarded a chest at the end of each dungeon that will give you your loot based on the time you ended the dungeon with. So you get one chest for every level that you upgrade your keystone. You'll also get a weekly chest on the reset days. So Tuesday if you're in America, and I think it's Wednesday in the EU. And in this weekly chest you will get loot based on the highest keystone level mythic dungeon that you completed in the last week. It doesn't have to be your keystone either. It can be someone else's. It's just whichever was the highest keystone Mythic Plus dungeon that you completed. So what item level can you expect from the chest? So from the dungeon chest, the base item level is around 840. And then for level 2 and 3 keystones, it goes up to 845. For level 4 and 5, it goes up to 850. For level 6 and 7, it goes up to 855. For level 8 and 9, it's around 860. And for level 10 and plus, so I think that's 10 to 15, it stays at 865. The extra keystone levels are just for your benefit. You're not going to get better loot than level 10, so you don't have to go past it if you don't want to. Alright, now let's just go through the weekly chest item level real quick. So for those weekly chests that we talked about before, the first item level you'll be getting is around 860, and that's for levels 2 and 3. For 4 and 5, it's around 865. For level 6 and 7, it's around 870. For level 8 and 9, it's around 875. And finally, again, level 10 and beyond will give you item level 880 loot, and that will not change from level 10 to 15. So you guys can do the extra levels if you want to. So those are just the base item levels. Remember, they can upgrade to Warforged or Titan Warforged. So let's say you complete a dungeon and get a keystone that's level 2 or 3 plus on top of your keystone, you'll get an item level 845 for just its base. But if that item upgrades, it can upgrade to, really high item levels, and that goes for item level 880 stuff, the stuff from the level 10. Those can upgrade too, so you can get pretty high item levels out of this. Now each keystone is its own lockout, so you can get your keystone to level 10 and then run dungeons with your friends and get their keystones to level 10 and continue getting loot from those keystones. But you need to keep in mind that you only get loot from a dungeon when a keystone upgrades. Also, inside that weekly chest we talked about will contain a new keystone that's around 2 levels lower than the previous max keystone you had the week before. Alright guys, so that's it. We went through a lot. It's not super complicated. You guys can rewatch the video if you missed some stuff, and I will see you guys later. In the comments down below, remember to let me know if you like the system or not, if it's working for you, how the gear system works, and if you're okay with all the bosses not dropping loot and just getting that chest in the end. Remember to like the video and subscribe if you guys haven't. Like I said, we always have new content coming out. I pretty much put stuff out weekly, if not like 4 to 5 times a week. And I'm King Power 44. I'm out of here, guys. Peace.